100,000 regular people just like you start.
How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well out there with all the rain here. Can't believe it's March already. In the beginning of March, we about to get some rain again. Temperatures are good. It's just rain. But anyway, I just hope you guys are doing well. I got a video for you about a couple of content creators, and it's an interesting look on how some women, it's on relationships, view to have some views, and you're gonna find out what is the response of it. I'm gonna go ahead and make my comment at these videos.
Bookkeeping business. So yeah, some women in the United States are still trying to talk down on men to obtain passports and try to find a suitable mate. We're not talking about the passport tricks. We're not talking about them. I don't like a passport trick at all. You can trick right here in America. You ain't got to travel overseas to do that. And then when you're tricking overseas, you're going into some places you don't know where you not at. I'm going to say that much. And a lot of you are starting to lose your life behind the tricking. Tricking is getting very dangerous for some of you. But we're talking about the ones who actually go into countries and actually looking for viable relationships. You got this particular woman that's going to call men like yourself losers, and I want you to hear why.
So what does that tell you if you now have to go across? Nobody wants you here in the United States. You now have to travel halfway across the world to find a wife. You are unable to find a wife where you live. You have to travel halfway across the world to find somebody. That means you're a loser. I'm sorry. If you can't find a wife where you live, you have to travel and become a passport bro. You're a loser, okay? Does Elon Musk have to travel to Brazil to find a wife? Did Jeff Bezos have to travel halfway across the world to find somebody? No, okay? Most successful men marry women in the United States, okay? Very rarely are they going and becoming a passport bro, okay? Passport bro is for broke or middle income men, okay? I don't know of any men who are high earners who are flocking across the country to find a wife.
Now, ma'am, listen. I'm going to try to say this in the most nice, constructive way possible. I'm not going to go into a roast session like I could, but I'm not going to do that. The only thing I'm going to say is, before you call someone else a name, there's names people can call you, ma'am. And if you go back and watch that video, something I noticed with you right off the back when you started to talk, I would say, in order for you to be a winner, ma'am, you need to visit your local dentist and let him or her, give you a particular treatment plan to help you. And I'm saying that to help you because I'm saying that out of love, okay? I'm not saying that out of any malice. I want you to have some pearly whites. I want you to do that. You understand? Listen, that's coming from me. At one point in time, my teeth wasn't looking good either.
Well,
I made sure to take care of that.
Too.
You know what I'm saying? I made sure to take care of it. So I've been in your shoes. Well, no, my stuff wasn't like that. But at least I've been in your shoes to a point where I feel like, hey, you know what? I need to correct my status here. You understand? Now, let's get into the reverse psychology that she's using in this video with the name calling. If the passport bros are losers, okay? Most women don't want a loser. In every sense of the word, most women don't want a loser. So if the passport bro is a loser, then why are you driving, making videos about loser men who you don't even want?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
That's number one. Number two, since you don't want those loser men, why are you making videos about them leaving and going to other countries in God's green earth for a companion?
Right.
Remember, they're losers.
Right.
So if you say they're losers,
right,
probably the majority in the country that we're in will say they're losers too.
Right.
Wouldn't you be like, oh, I'm glad a loser is away from me because I didn't want it? So, like, yes, even the quote-unquote losers deserve love too.
Right.
Ma'am, are you so mean that you don't want a loser
right
to have?
Meet the credit building app everyone's talking about. Kickoff can help you boost your credit score by more than 50 points in just months.
Ma'am, are you so mean that you don't want a loser to have anyone? Maybe that loser can get with a woman and she help him become a winner. You ever thought about that?
Yes.
But see, it's reverse psychology. See, they understand, and the research has been done, that the majority of people who hold U.S. passports have viable income. And the threat of that is the men that have the viable income are removing themselves from the dating pool. And I won't have opportunity to get to these men, and I will have to deal with the real simps and the real scrubs, who are the losers, the true losers in society, and I don't want that. So I'm going to call those men who make viable income losers to shame them to stay here and don't go to other countries. Listen, what sells other countries, the women don't sell other countries, to be honest with you. It's not the women. Yeah, the women could, but listen, it is the power of the U.S. dollar is what really sells those other countries. The women is just kind of like icing on the cake for them, but it's your $1 goes a long way in other countries. So if you're a man that has a business and you making money remotely, all you need is an internet connection to make your money, and you're making it in USD, and you're living outside this country, and we're not talking about a Western country, we're talking about if you're an African nation, you good. If you are in Latin America, you good. If you are in the Caribbean,
That's
you're
true.
good. If you are in Asian countries, you're good.
That's
if you
true.
want to be in the Middle East for whatever reason you want
That's
to be,
very true.
you're good. You understand?
That's
And
true.
that's what it is. Listen, $100,000 a year, hell, even $50,000 a year is considered rich in a lot of countries.
It's yep. Yeah.
He's considered rich,
Right.
and he will have a higher caliber woman in that country making
Exactly.
$50,000 than what he can get here in America.
Right.
And those ladies was raised in families where they were raised to be wives, just like in this country.
Right.
In this country, it was the culture to raise the daughters to be wives,
Right.
to teach them how to cook, teach them how to clean, teach them how to be respectful.
Right.
You know, not be out here being 304s.
Exactly.
Those sort of things. You understand? Work with and build with your man. That was the culture in the United States of America for a very long time.
Exactly.
That culture just kind of switched.
Yes.
You know, and I even asked my father about this. He said that started in the 1970s, and then it just started snowballing even more in the 1980s, and then the 90s, and then now you get to where you at today. So listen, if a man says he want a woman that is, a traditional woman, then that's what he wants, and he'll go get it. See, one thing men do, men move with their feet. Men is not going to be sitting up here trying to beg, women who have a power no other woman have in the world. It's just true.
Right.
Western women have a power that no other woman in the world have.
Fact.
Right?
True.
Why
True.
would he try to correct that? It's like the old people say.
Right.
You can't make a crooked branch straight. And a man is not going to stress himself out to try to straighten that branch when he can go get a straight branch somewhere else.
That's true.
That's the power of choice.
Right.
See, the issue that they have is that at one point in time in this country, the
There it
men
is.
had to deal with that.
Right.
So they had a monopoly.
Yep.
When someone has a monopoly, if a company has a monopoly,
Yes.
they treat their customers any old way because
Exactly.
they got a monopoly.
Exactly.
They're gonna have to put up with it.
Exactly.
But when when people come into the market, a bunch of companies come into the market, and that customer who's not being treated right now got a choice to go several other places. You understand what I'm saying? That makes the company they had them forever in fear, and that's when you see that same company slashing prices, slashing this, slashing that because the monopoly's over. Well, it's like that in the dating market for men. We live in a globalized society now, so it's easy to get to and from. Like for instance, when me and my wife went to Costa Rica, from Houston to Costa Rica was 3.5 hours. So if a brother met a sister in Costa Rica, because they got plenty of sisters in Costa Rica. So if a brother met a sister in Costa Rica, he could fly right here from Houston, 3.5 hours, and he landed right there in Costa Rica. So if he going to Costa Rica, He can go see. He can go over there and chill his nerves for 3 months if he want to, visa free. If he working remote, or if he could say, I'm off. I work basically 4 days a week or whatever. So I'm gonna go back down. Go back down to Costa Rica with my girl. Eventually, either move up here or I move down there, or whatever the case may be. That got situations like that. And the thing is, when the brothers go to a place like Costa Rica or places like that, and it's still traditional, and they still want black women. It's not that they want women of other communities. They still want black women. You can't compete with that. You can't. If the brothers want to go to the African continent, now you can't go as quick as you can go to a Costa Rica or stuff like that, right? But I'm just saying, or maybe he got a girl in Barbados or something, right? He can get to Barbados pretty quick. It's actually cheaper to go to Costa Rica than it is Barbados. I know it's crazy. But I'm saying is, he can do that if he got money. So the shame and tax is just not going to work. You either compete
and if you're someone
with the
who's
women of the
relying on
global
Social
market,
Security benefits in addition
you got the
to
home field
retirement
advantage, right?
savings,
So since you got the home field advantage,
and as
then
of
you
August
get those
2023,
men. Change your ways to get these men. That way they don't have to go nowhere. Most of these men prefer to get y'all here in America. They really don't want to go overseas to do anything. Going overseas is a last resort because they're like, wait a minute, I don't want to be by myself, but I'm not going to put up with that attitude either.
Right.
I'm not going to be one of these guys you call just for a dinner date.
Exactly.
You don't want to buy food.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
That's a waste of my time and money.
Exactly.
These guys are saying they don't want to go on no dinner date with y'all, and you talking to other dudes while you're on a dinner date. They don't want to put up with that.
Exactly.
And they don't have to.
Exactly.
So change your ways. Why don't you befriend some of those women in other countries, or even some that they even immigrated here and still got some of those values,
Exactly.
and learn from them, and then change your ways into their ways.
Exactly.
But you don't have to though. I'm never gonna tell you to change into something you don't want to change into. Continue to do you, and then you can get the simps and the scrubs. But you're not gonna be happy.
Absolutely. And not only that, there are websites that, whether you're a man or woman, all you do have to do is since men are broke here, but if a man gets some kind of pension or Social Security, or they get or some kind of business, they can still travel over. He's absolutely right. So why you judging, man? But here's the next video. Here's the next video.
We're on a mission to make comfort look good. It starts with our best-selling
double whammy, guys. So lack of a strong male role model in the home. There's some super duper wealthy men out there that are paying a lot of money in child support. You died in a car accident?
Yes.
Being a single mom is so freaking y'all be trash. That's why you have to run to other countries for women. You mad because they don't want you? Boy, shut up. We don't want y'all. You're not successful in America.
You see how they open up their own mouth? That's why the men are leaving. But I got a video of what this one woman says. Watch this.
Before I get into this video, ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
So you owed $44,000 in back child support. You had a $44,000 arrearage, and the daughter that you owed said arrearage for paid off your bill for you, and this made you really, really happy. We have a double whammy, guys. So lack of a strong male role model in the home not only has caused this man to totally negate his child support obligations, but now he has also raised a daughter who doesn't value herself enough to realize that she should not be paying her daddy's child support bill.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
if you have a $44,000 arrearage, that means at some point in time during that child's childhood, somebody else was providing for that child. Somebody else was using their savings, or possibly not being able to save because they were using all of their money to try to supplement your child support obligations. The average child support payment in the United States is less than $500. That's about $6,000 a year. I'm going to assume that most men have other obligations in their lives, and also just spending on themselves, in which they spend more than $6,000 a year. But spending that on your child is an attack against the mother. She's definitely going on vacation with that $6,000 a year. She's definitely buying a handbag and purse with that $6,000 a year, for sure. There are some super duper wealthy men out there that are paying a lot of money in child support. Okay, so we're not even talking about them. They're paying upwards of, $10, $15, $20,000 a month in child support. And they're probably not on TikTok crying happy tears because their daughters paid off their arrearage. They probably don't have an arrearage like that. I think that when you have allowed your baby girl to pay off your child support obligations, you have reached an all-time low in life. I think that you have raised her to be a very broken woman. Okay? I think that if she feels that she has to do that for her father, what do you think she's going to do for the men in her life? Young women, if you are watching this, this is not okay. Somebody already sacrificed and took up the slack for your father. You should not have to do that too.
You know what's funny? Now, if she paid it for her father, obviously her father connected her with her some way. Like, she doesn't know that. Also,
Right.
on top of that, she's pulling the card, the same card they pull for women who actually care about men.
Right.
That same, she said you're a broken woman. How is she broken?
Right.
I would say, I don't know what her father's done, or even her mother. I can't,
Right.
take anything away from her mother. But she's grown up to be a very outstanding woman. I mean, to take over your father's child support, and you don't know what happened to that man. He could have been
Exactly.
down and out to where
Exactly.
he probably couldn't even get jobs. Who
Exactly.
knows? I'm not trying to say it's an excuse. He could have been a pookie in his past life,
Right.
been arrested before,
Right.
barely get a job, got a job,
That can
can't
happen.
keep a job. I don't know.
That's true.
But why do you hate men so much to see a brother down and say, what's so wrong about his kid taking it over for him? Right? Of course, I could turn around and do the same thing you're doing. But I would never do that. Because that man never talked to me one-on-one and said, hey, this is what's going on.
Right.
I got this problem, that problem. This is what happened. This is why I can't pay it.
Right.
But until you know that, you shouldn't be saying a word.
Right.
Even on social media. Because it's coming across like you're judging. And you judging makes no sense.
Exactly.
Because you want to know why? None of us are perfect. I'm
Exactly.
not perfect. You're not perfect. No one's perfect. Let me get on to the next video.
You know the feeling. Those moments when your life changes forever. If you lost or need to update your health insurance.
Before we go to the next video, yeah, I mean, we don't know if the dude, it might be a situation where, he got laid off from his job. He could be back in some bills, and maybe, he lost his apartment. We don't know what someone do, but yet it happens to men and women. But it seemed like, and sometimes the courts don't care, and sometimes the child support don't care. It was so bad that this one guy said he did everything in his power to try to pay child support. And did you know this guy deleted himself online because he kept on asking, I can't do it, I can't pay, I'm working, and he's just pouring out his heart. And he was in tears, and next thing you know, he had a gun, and he deleted himself on. So she need to really assess and think about that. That he's going to be broke and homeless. Then what? Maybe that's why his daughter
because
did
of a
that.
recent life change.
I don't know.
The deadbeat dad who needed to get out of paying his child support.
Now, this
his
one was
story was just so
this-
unbelievable.
this one-
Even
this guy deserved
superstars
it.
like Tyrese and P. Diddy called him out for it.
Because I was ill and they were supposed to pay. I was in the hospital. I died in a car accident.
Now,
What
this
did he
guy's
just
a
say?
jerk.
I died in a car accident.
You died in a car accident?
Yes.
Explain that.
This guy,
No further questions.
Bad publicity. Flashing wads of cash on your Facebook page and not paying for your kid. What do you have to say about that?
No questions. No further questions. Talk to my lawyer.
Jack It Down is facing 5 charges of felony failure to pay
Oh,
child
Lord.
support. Prosecutors say he's supposed to pay $100 a month to help take care of his 5-year-old daughter. According to this criminal complaint against you, you haven't paid child support in 5 years.
Right. Correct.
It's not a crime if you can't pay child support. It's a crime when you can afford to pay and you don't pay on purpose for at least 4 months.
that's true.
See, night and day, right?
Right.
That guy, go in on that guy,
Right. Exactly.
That guy is a pookie and a half.
Exactly.
But the other guy who's crying, there's something going on there.
Right.
There's a reason why the daughter paid it. But the one who deserves your judgment is this guy. But then at the same time, still at the same time, how do they all know if they don't look exactly like them? Like, I don't know about that situation. What happens if it's not their children? You see why the paternity test is needed? For both of those cases, they may not be the father. It's a slight chance of that. And I would know unless I seen the kids. Let me help with the next one.
Listen, man, these chicks will like, they'll hit you to hang out. One, mind you minding your business, doing whatever you doing, wasn't even thinking about shorty. She'll hit you to hang out. Say, what you doing? You say, I'm doing nothing. Boom. Can I pull up on you? Yeah, cool. Come through. Meet me here. Whatever. Can you call me a car? I didn't even ask. I didn't even hit you. I didn't even ask you to hang out. I was minding my business. Now I gotta call you a car to come meet me. Look, and then even if that was the case, right? Even if it's like, you know what, she is cool. You know what? She hit me to kick it. I like her company. I'll call her a car. You feel me? She come kick it. And then when she get there, she'll get on your nerves. It's like it ain't even like you gonna come around. You feel me? When before I ain't even hit you, it ain't even like you gonna come around and I'm paying for the car and all this and that, and you just cooling. Like you be opinionated on and like
Wanna argue?
I'm like
Argue with the waiter?
that's a waste of a day. That's a waste of a day, bro. Like
Big
you,
ol'
now
energy.
you wasting my time. Like this is time I really could have been spending doing some other shit I didn't even ask to see.
Man, it's like, you know what it is? Women don't have to prove anything nowadays. That's right. Because you go outside, a woman will want to come over and prove herself to you.
Right.
What does that mean? She'll come over, start cooking, start cleaning. You're in the room watching a movie. You're like, what's going on? Where's she at? She's in the kitchen cooking and cleaning because she wants to prove something to you. And then after all of that, give you a massage. So you're sitting there going. So you go from, and this is why guys are leaving. They go from that headache to come out here and be like, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right. The reason why I said it is because she's doing everything they weren't doing. I mean, they think something is right. Why is it night and day? And guys don't know it until they experience that life when they go outside, right? See, hearing it from me won't do you any good. You gotta see it on your own. Let me get on to the next one.
Single mom is so freaking hard.
You let him hit it wrong. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom.
Man, that was funny. You know what made it more funny? The dude had Pampers in his hand. You let him hit it raw. Now you a single mom. Now you a single mom. That's catchy. That's catchy. And he has a website too. NowYouASingleMom.com. I gotta check that out. Oh, he got more here.
Are you struggling to become a successful trader? What if I told you I make between $1,000 to $15,000 a day, repeating the same steps every day? That's right, I do this.
About a week and a half ago, I received a link to a video. That video was sent by our good brother, Levi144K. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you sending the clip. When I watched this clip, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. So,
Watch
for
this.
you 19% of women that watch my content, it's for you ladies. So you ladies can understand what men go through. What men go through, especially the good men. And at the end, women, you ladies are hurting yourselves at the end. Because by the time you ladies realize feminism lied to you all, by the time you ladies wake up, it's too late. It is too late. Which brings me to today's video. It's a long video, but trust me, you ladies need to hear this. And the lady brothers also need to hear this. I'm gonna play it. No interruption. Like I said, it's a long video. So I'm gonna play it without interruption. I want you, my YouTube family, I want you all to listen to this and watch it to the end. Everybody needs to hear this message. Everybody. Let's get to it. Hello, welcome to Reactions and Reviews. I'm your humble host, Eze. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the show. The truth about being alone. I didn't want to tell this story, but her request, she wanted me to tell it. Brace yourself. This is a hard one. Young lady reached out to me. She said, "Joe, can I tell you my story? I want you to share it with me. You should share it with your people." So yeah. She said, "I was diagnosed with cancer." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." She said, "No, let me take you back." She had an amazing man. Was building together in our 20s. He just wanted a child. Put me through school or help me through school. And I told him, just let me get my bachelor's degree, get my footing, and we can start our family. Then it was, let me get my master's degree, and then we'll start our family. Kept putting it all. Let me get in this career. Let me get a certain place in my career, and then we'll start our family. And she said, "Joe, I grind, man." And that man waited for me. He was a good man. Never cheated on me. Good provider. Wasn't a college man. He didn't ever go to college, but he was a good dude. A couple of years went by. He was like, "Okay, I want to have a child." She said, "I don't want any kids right now. You got to make more money. You got to make this. You have to do this and do that." And he was like, "I'm good where I'm at."
Well, that's your American woman.
She told him, "You're not on my level. I want a divorce. I need a man on my level."
That's your American women right there.
She got a divorce. She went out there and had her hot girl summer. She said, girl was like, "Girl, go find you a man on your level." He wasn't on your level. It's funny how your girlfriends will always co-sign your bad behavior. It's funny how you boys will always co-sign your bad behavior. They'll always steer you in the direction of destruction. Never trust people like that. She went out there and did it anyway. She said, "Joe, I was with this man, that girl, that man. I was doing me, I'm making 6 figures. I'm out here, I took the pill, the pink pill, you know the one. Just like men take the red pill, she took the pink pill." And she said, one day she was feeling a certain way. She blew it off. She went to a routine mammogram and they found a lump. Had breast cancer. And it hit her. She said she was so much in shock that she thought she was still married. She was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go home, my husband's gonna do this." It didn't dawn on her until she walked into her home that she was alone. If you made it this far, hit that like button and leave a comment to trigger YouTube's algorithm. I'm a new channel and I'm trying to grow, so hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to let you know every time I upload a new video.
The government is stealing your retirement savings and you don't even know it. If you're over 50...
So she said the man she had at the time, she told him, he was like, babe, we're gonna do this, we're gonna beat this. So they started treatment. She said 2 treatments in, that joker was gone, Joe. He's like, I can't handle this. You know. Said she started getting sick and, you know, she getting weak and she couldn't do certain things. And I asked the question, I said, what happened to your girlfriends? You know, your girlfriend, she said they fell off. It's funny how reality set in and all this stuff that people say in front of everybody, they don't do it. So she said, because I wasn't having mimosas and lunch and brunch and on the weekends anymore. I was sleeping in the bed. I was in treatment. She said, I was so weak, Joe, I had to hire someone to put a bed in my living room to help me. And a bucket to do my business in, because I couldn't make it to the freaking toilet. He said, then I got the news that my ex-husband was getting married. Had a baby on the way.
What did she done?
She said, Joe, I never felt so betrayed in my life. She said, everybody told me, oh, don't choose no man. You don't need no man. Always choose your career. Always do this. And they don't tell you that you can do it all. And this woman showed me she could. She had a career. She had a husband who I know is a good man. And Joe, I said so many lies about that man. And he still offered to help. And I felt bad. She said, I felt so betrayed by society and the world because they don't tell you as a woman that you can have it all, that not every man is the same. That sometimes, you know, you gotta look deeper. And I didn't. I was so consumed with materialistic things. Now I got this big house. I don't have no children, Joe. And she said, it gets worse. And I'm looking at the phone like, it get worse than this? She said the doctor told me they gotta do a total hysterectomy. I'm not a woman, so I don't know what that means.
Oh.
And I said, oh, I'm sorry.
Jesus.
She said, Joe, every hope that I had to give a man at least a child was gone within one phone call. They don't tell you this, man. They don't tell you. They tell you all the fun stuff and everything to get you in the door to stupid city. But they don't tell you when you get in there, there's some bad stuff that can possibly happen. And that goes for men too.
Right.
Because it's that good woman and it's that good man that's going to be there to help you through those times when something happens, just in case. See, marriage is not about money and cars and all this other stuff. It's about when the chips are down.
That's
and
what I'm
just
talking.
in case you have built up enough
Exactly.
equity and relationship equity that you can help each other.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
Exactly.
All the other stuff is fluff.
Exactly.
Because if you die, they're going to sell your home. We live in America. They sell your home. And some other family will live in it. You will cease to exist.
Exactly.
You die, someone gives away your clothes to the Goodwill.
Exactly.
That's what happens.
Your money?
So I ask you, is a hot girl something worth it? Is your attitude and your need to be right?
Right.
Your anger.
Right.
Your position.
Yes.
Your disposition in life. Is your being a player, having a bunch of women worth it? Because let me tell you a story about my homeboy, just in case you may think differently about men. My buddy died alone. Player from the Himalayas, been a player all his life, died alone. And because he didn't take care of his children, there was no one there. They found him in his apartment. And his mother, and because his father is older, he wasn't calling like he's supposed to. They thought nothing of it until his mother got that phone call and says, "Hey, you Mrs. Williams?" Mrs. Williams said, "Yes. We regret to inform you that we found your son. He was thinking of the apartment." Is it worth it then? I got this relationship stuff wrong. Got it wrong.
That's true.
Now, what do you guys think? Do you agree or do you disagree? Either way, leave your comments below so we can start this conversation.
And let me stop it right there. He's absolutely right, you know. And as a man, you know, I came to that realization when God showed me that. I mean, luckily, you know, I didn't go that route. But what made me stop trying to be like one of those men you see that's trying to go from Rome to Maine and meeting women at the end of the day. And some guys that sit on, and I hear some guys in the background, and hey, every man that what he does is his own, choose his own life. But I had the common sense enough to think about that. What if there were a woman out there? They see you online, and they seeing how many women you slept with, you did this and you did that. I wonder would that go through the woman's mind? Can she trust you? Because you didn't have so many women. You had so many partners. And then the next thing is, why would you, do you want to be so tied with all those women and pick up whatever they have got from their partners and partners and partners and partners? And lust can, you know, it's one thing to be attracted to all these different women, but it's one thing to find, why settle for a woman just beauty on the outside when she can give you a whole package? And that's what I thought as a man. And to go see something deeper, because there's a lot of attractive women out there, but there's something deeper in the woman and her personality. So that's why. And I was telling this woman is down in Florida. She wondered, how come you never had children? Why you never? And I haven't been in a relationship going on 14 years because I had to discipline myself, because I had to really work on my lust and let God give me the wisdom and maturity, because I had that kind of maturity house, and some men my age and older still trying to think that they're a player, they Mac Daddy, and they see anything that look good. If they one woman don't be intimate with them, they go to another woman, and I be shaking my head like, wow, you just don't know that. Just be happy with what you have. If you have one good woman there that will be there for you. I mean, you might get on each other's nerves once in a while, but man, ain't no relationship perfect. But at least you know that person. You know that person's gonna be there when maybe family may not be there. And that's what's important. So a lot of men are still, in some sense, trying to, I don't know, I can't settle down, get in a relationship. It's, for one thing, they're not using wisdom, because with all what's going on out here with viruses and diseases, why take a chance on your life? Then you gotta deal with someone's personality issues. You don't know if they have a spirit of psychotic to the point that they can take your life. You're taking a chance on somebody that's cold-hearted to care. And as men, we think that all women are nurturing in nature, but all women are not nurturing in nature. It's like some men not all protectors. And when you be around a person, you see, when you get to know a person, you get to see what they're really about. And so I learned, hey man, by me being away from a woman for this amount of time, it taught me something, you know. You know, I don't entertain no pornographic. I don't entertain no strip club. Don't go into none of that stuff, because that's trying to draw you into temptation of looking at a woman in a different what God intended you to do. See, man can sit there and beat on his chest and tell another man, yeah, I did this and I did that. But at the end of the day, as a man, what you gonna say when you leave this world, stand before the Most High in the Spirit? What you gonna be like that with Him? All that what you've done is that I was the man on the planet. I was the handsomest. I was the Mac Daddy player. But in God's eyes, that's not being a man. In the world eye, that is, and with our peer pressure society. But in God, not being a man. Being a man is taking care of yourself and your children and protecting your woman. And you don't need to have 5-6 different women just to fulfill your sexual fantasy. Because your wife don't feel good, so you go to another woman. You don't, or your girlfriend, whatever. You don't need to go through that. Because really, you have to understand the true meaning of a covenant. You know, when you have a covenant with the Most High, you know, you wouldn't go into a temple and worship another God. Why? Because you're worshiping another God. When He tells you through His Son, who put it on the cross, that He gets the glory comes to Him, but you want to go after these other deities and ancestral worship. Don't you think the Most High would get offended? And when you had a covenant, you told Him that you would love Him through Christ. You told Him that you would love Him through His Son. Well, that's the same way. That's the same way with marriage. If I go out here and that's it, and I see all these different women, but I told this woman, I love this woman, I would protect this woman. I told her from the God, and the Most High God, I would love her. Then He's gonna hold me accountable, and as well as her accountable for the relationship. See, people think that a relationship, when it comes to marriage, is the covenant. It's safe to be in the covenant because there's a blessing behind the covenant in marriage. But people, it all depends on how you look at it. There's no marriage is up and down. I've never been married, but I know that it's no rocky road. But at least you know you have someone, you find the right person that will love you. What you really missing out here? Because all I need is that one woman, man. Because it's like I said, you can find women all shapes, size, and color all over the world. But when you look deep in who they really are, it will shock you. And that's what I learned. While I was out there lusting and just, hey, I just want like some men do, I had to get deliverance from that. I had to get deliverance. And I, at times, you go from other things and trying to satisfy yourself, and you have to pray God lift that off of you to get rid of that sexual that's saved for your spouse, because it can lead into something. And at the end of the day, I don't want to go to hell when I leave this world. I'd rather repent now, because I'm at an age, God forbid if He decided to take me, I don't want to die a sinner. I don't want to go to hell, be an adulterer, a fornicator, and everything else, trying to be part of this world. And then it took something out of the manifestation of doing those activities, viruses, diseases, mental things, and things that the plagues that hit your body. And you can do everything you can to stay healthy, But there's some healthy people have paid the price for being the player. You can look perfect on the outside, but something can open up the door. So when you meet somebody, the men who have relationships, whether they're a passport bro who found their wife, they are the smart men. Like men here in the States. But get with all these other different women, man, you don't know. They look good on the outside, but you don't know what demon is on the inside. You don't know what Satan. You don't know. You don't know. Just like it would be same way for women looking for a man. You don't know what type of person you're getting with, but you just looking. You're fascinated, and you thinking in your mind that this person. Ooh, when we get to the, they suave with their tongue. They got the right body, and maybe the intimacy in the bedroom is good, but at the end of the day, don't you want someone? Don't you want the full package? Because I know I come to the conclusion that's what I want, and at this stage in my life, I don't care to lay up with a bunch of women. Because yeah, even though they're attractive, and I've seen them on social media, and I've seen them out there in my city, in my neighborhood, I know what's out there. And it's really, when you have a relationship with the Most High, you can't have all these women in there anyway. So you got to find a woman that has his heart, that has a covenant with him to make it. And whatever woman that it may be from where, as long she honors him, that's the important part. You can't go with these other women who have different gods, different lords, different anything. Why? Because it takes away and it becomes spiritual bastardship. Anything. For example, I couldn't go with somebody in the Buddhist or Hindu or Islam. They're nice people, but I couldn't marry their women because their women go up under a different covenant. The marriage is up under to their Lord, their God, who they call God, whoever they call Lord. See, this is deep. Some people don't think about this, and there's some marriages that brought two religions together, and it doesn't mix. It has to be one up under the Most High God through His Son Yeshua, better known as Jesus Christ. Why? Because you two bond together in spirit and in flesh. But some men got it wrong down here. Some women got it wrong down here. And it's not meant for you to give your body off to everybody. It's not to displant your seed to everybody. Because there's the consequences with it. And we all have to ask and repent before you leave this world. Because what if you leave this world and lose your soul? Once you leave this earthly vessel, as a man or woman, you have to go. We all have to go answer Him and ask. We repent because that's not the way He designed it. See, it's what would count what created you. It's He would count that can bless you in your body, bless you in your finance, bless you in your relationship. It's Him. But if you do about the world, it's real self-centered. And it's not going to last too long. And I see a lot of, and let's be truthfully honest with you. And I sat down and thought about that in women that have relationships before. It's not it's not to be proud of having a certain amount of women, because it didn't I didn't really leave a legacy with somebody, for one, out of love. Two, it's just not right in so many ways. By the grace of God, I never got hit with a curse on my body as far as viruses and diseases and getting AIDS or HIV or getting chlamydia or something like that messed around. And right now, then you got these other viruses. Men and women need to think about that, because there are people getting sick and there are people still leading this world being taken out by these viruses. They suffer in their body, and they can't have intimacy no more unless they're protected with someone. So it's something to think about. So this is the message. Basically, get your woman, if you're a man, settle down. If you're a man, get your woman to settle down. Women, get your man settle down, because you don't know what your tomorrows may bring. You may think that you party and like that man said, ride high. Next thing you know, you don't know what's gonna hit your body. That's the reality. That's real right there. So, by me being, I pray to God that if I do have someone before I leave this world, I'm gonna treat them with the royalty. I don't care if it could be 100 different women. All I just want is that one woman that love him, that will love me. That's all that matters. I don't care. You can, and that's when it really happened. And you're like, wow. But like, because I know the reality. I've dated different women, but they had different personality. Some I didn't really get into the bedroom with, but I got to know their personality. And some didn't have some nice personality. But, settle down, man. Don't be like that woman. And just like that, and don't be like that man on that what that brother said on that video. You don't want to die alone. And you definitely want to die alone in sin. It's one thing if it means taking some time and getting your mind right, and get your body right, get your temple right, get your mind right. Then the person that preserved you, they will in time love you for you. That's what I want. So if I can't have someone here, I said that maybe I would do just like and have an income like some people and go overseas and find a woman that know how to love. I would have to be careful over there too. But if I did, you have to find someone that know how to love. And you don't they've been through a hard time, but God's healing their heart. That's the main thing. So I don't want to make this too lectury, but basically I made this video as a message. And women, to the women out there, you need to think about what you say to men, because you don't know every man's case. You see one man's a jerk, but one man may not be a jerk. And in the end, if you be a bitter, angry, or whatever, like that one brother said, you're going to be alone. And it's going to be you and your personality. And if you're around other women, they're going to tell you what your personality is, the reason why you don't have somebody. And sometimes women will tell the women. But when you got an ego, pride, because you're so smart and educated and everything, to the women that have that mindset, and you keep listening to women like Shira 7, who's really going to get a lot of women divorced and break up. And a lot of heartbroken women. They're going to find out the hard way. And the reason why I use her, because that's the one lady called herself Sprinkle. So-called telling what you need to do with the man. She don't want to honor. And it's sad that you have a husband, you don't honor him. You disrespected him by giving women that advice. And a woman's going to get you divorced and go get you lonely. Or going to the next man, you think you're going to and then you're going to do that to the wrong man. And some men are not going to take it. You're going to get a bad result. Same way as men, and we learn as men, don't do a woman wrong, because you get the wrong type of woman, you have something to deal with. So, and I figure at this point in life, if I find somebody, I don't care what anybody say, what anybody do. You found it. I waited. I was a soldier, and I overcame not trying to have that mindset that, I gotta go out there get with this woman, get with this woman, get with this woman for what? What is I'm satisfied? But my flesh. Nobody don't care who you sleep with. When people out there confess something like that, they just, when they really think about it, some people might think you admire, but then some people might think you're not a clean person, you're not a trustworthy person, you're not a committed person, a wise person. I had, and I'm in my 50s, and I see that. And it's sad that you see guys in my 50s that don't see it, or 60 don't see it. They never grow up until it's too late. So the message is, man, when you see something good, hold on to it. If God give you something, you cherish it. Because you may not get another woman to cherish you, that will love you. And if you're single, I hope, whether you're a man or woman, I hope you find love. Because in this world right now, it's so hard to find someone who really will stand by your side through thick and thin, that know how to be a warrior. And know how to be a warrior, that don't just fall up under pressure. That they know how to deal with pressure in life. They're not doing this with disappointment, and can uplift you and can contribute you to give you life to each other. That's what it was all about. Instead of taking hours and minutes and days out of your life, you need someone to add life. So I hope you like this message, but yeah, don't listen to these foolish people. If they ain't not talking with wisdom, if they ain't happy, don't listen to somebody if they're not in a happy relationship. Because a lot of them people don't know what love is and don't know. Seek the people who are in a relationship, who've been married for a while, been in a relationship for a while. They'll tell you. That's my word for the day. Be blessed and see you on the next video.